Oi, oi, all right, how's it going? I'm Grant, this is Doodle Review, and we're getting into a deep string of rap reviews, and what better time to talk about the GOAT. So, we're here again already. Nas and Hit Boy are back with Magic 3, which comes just a few months after the second installment, bringing their total output to 6 albums in just 3 years. I don't think they've specifically said this is the last one in interviews or anything, but certainly Nas talks this up on the album as being the conclusion to their run. There is an overall sense of finality to the proceedings, and dropping the record on his 50th birthday certainly feels symbolic in some way. I've no doubt the legendary rapper and prolific beatmaker will continue to collaborate in the future because the chemistry is just undeniable. But Magic 3 is a great album to bring a close to this really special Nas era. Prepping a review for a hip hop album, my routine is this. I'll listen straight through like 4 or 5 times over the space of a week, like letting it sink in while I'm out and about or at work. And then I'll sit down and take another listen, making notes on the beats and the production. And then finally, I'll take another spin, following the lyrics and picking up on the references. I usually use Genius for that. And on a Nas album, that is always so fun because his wordplay is just top tier. And on this record, it was even better. I don't know what it was, but going through the lyrics to Fever, hearing Nas reflecting on his 50 years of life, 30-year career against the backdrop of 50 years of hip-hop, I got emotional. I think it was just like the 1-2 punch of following bar for bar these great lyrics and then seeing all of the comments of people at the bottom just giving it up for him. And it's like, yeah, fuck yes, like this man is here in his 50th year just dropping absolute flames. He's top of his game and fucking fair play. I don't feel like I'm anywhere near close enough or enough of a rap fan to truly comment, but I'm aware that for years there was this whole like Nas or Jay-Z being king of New York thing. But like at this point, like what the fuck has Jay-Z done? Like I suppose I'd rather not hear him put an album out if he's not inspired or if he's half-assing it, but you can't use the whole he's a businessman thing like as an excuse, because Nas also has that going on and he's out here showing love to the genre and to the fans by just going hard. Magic 3 might be one of the best of the 6 albums in terms of Nas's overall performance. Every song has the wordplay, every song has the flow, and every song has the energy. I could go for ages with my favourites, from tiny snippets like Homicidal Vinyl section on I Love This Feeling to the Step On Lawns, Trip On, Dior Slide, Grip On, the handrails, Crip On, some Acres from TSK. Probably butchered that, but I think I love that run. Thematically as well, this record avoids some trappings that I've criticised other records in the set for. King's Disease 3 is great, but I felt like Nas was spinning his wheels a bit by just talking up how prolific he was being. On Magic 3, which does have the third longest runtime in the set behind KD2 and KD3, there's a wide variety of lyrical themes, which I think sees Nas at his most creative when it comes to that wordplay and flow. Yes, you know, of course, there's a few victory laps like Fever and TSK and Never Die, but we also get tracks about the wider state of hip-hop like Superhero Status, which is an address to younger rappers telling them what it takes. Some emotional reflections on life, death and struggle like No Tears, Love Life on Pretty Young Girl and Blue Bentley. We also get some straight up narrative storytelling on Based on True Events Parts 1 and 2. Hit Boy equally brings it on this record, just as he has on every entry, to be fair. I'm not sure if the duo have an exact musical theme mapped out as to how they differentiate the King's Disease material from the Magic material, but while it's not an exact science, my view upon looking back is that the KD albums have a little more variety tonally, while the Magic series pretty consistently offers classic gritty boom bap beats. This theory largely applies to Magic 3, with much of the record dedicated to dark, dusty, sample-driven productions, which works for me. I think my favourite has to be TSK, with the melody that switches from a vocal sample in the verse to an eerie piano in the chorus. You also get nice little touches like the callback to Illmatic's Represent on Fever, which speaks nicely to the track's themes, exploring Nas's career alongside the progression of hip-hop. There are some tracks that break away from the gritty template though, mainly on the second half. Sit With My Thoughts and Blue Bentleys are a little more modern and digital, employing a few trap style hi-hats against sparse musical accompaniment. Speechless Part 2 offers a really nice summertime vibe with flute and subtle guitar, while Japanese Soul Bar, as the name suggests, drops in some smooth soul saxophone. There are only really a few criticisms I can offer on what is an overall a banger album. Nas drops a small nod to Hurricane Katrina on Pretty Young Girl, which given the rest of the song's subject matter just seems completely misplaced, like it was a holdover from an earlier version or something. And on Hit Boy's side, everything is gold, everything except for me the last track 1-800 Nas and Hit. This is obviously the cap to the whole 6 album series, but I find this beat just a little grating with that repeating vocal loop. Overall though, I think this is a fantastic album, and it's really impressed on me just how lucky we are as fans to have just gotten this much great material in such a short space of time. This is an 8 out of 10 for me. The pair deserve a well-earned break at this point. I won't even say that I hope we don't have to wait too long to hear from Nas again, because he's proven time and again on this series just how much he loves the music and how much he has love for hip-hop. So it will only be a matter of time. Until then, we've got to give it up, give thanks for the music, I guess. But thanks for listening to me chat faff about the record, but the price you got to pay is now this. You've got to tell me what you think. Drop it in the comments. Did I get this right? What was your favourite track? Share some thoughts, show some love, or just hurl some abuse in the comments. There's also some other videos linked in the description below. See you in the next video. Cheers.